Blue fans, hold on tight, because the market is boiling and Everton has entered the heavy game. There are names that have turned down Real Madrid, a rival trying to negotiate, and even a player that Moyes personally observed being threatened by another Premier League club. But the biggest bombshell is about one of the most iconic names in the current squad, who may be saying goodbye for good. And the replacement? It's causing a stir in Spain. So, get ready, because the situation is much bigger than it seems. And what's coming could completely change Everton's plans for next season. If you love this club, like it now, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any hot news straight from the Goodison Stadium. Let's go with it. Everton decided to play hard in this window and is showing that they want more than just surviving in the Premier League. The message from the Friedkins is clear. A big reinforcement is coming, and we're not messing around anymore. Let's start with one of those stories that catches us by surprise. Real Madrid wanted him, but Everton are the ones who could get him. Cristantus Uche, Getafe's attacking midfielder, was a standout last season and attracted the interest of half the Premier League. But now it's Everton who are seriously interested. The 22-year-old has been involved in 11 goals and is valued at $21 million. And here's the thing that really stands out. Last summer, he said no to Real because he wanted playing time. And look what happened. Today, he has offers on the table and a real chance of choosing his next destination in England. In fact, Atletico de Madrid are also keeping an eye on him. In other words, if Everton manages to secure this reinforcement, it will be a masterstroke by the board. But wait, there's more. Remember the name James McAtee? He's still on the radar. But this time, the threat comes from another direction: Leeds United. They opened their coffers and sent in a $22 million offer for Habib Diarra, the box-to-box midfielder the Friedkins wanted so badly as their first signing of the summer. Diarra, at just 21, is already the captain of Strasbourg and has been one of the top names in League One. Aston Villa are also in the running, but Everton have an ace up their sleeve: compatriots Iliman Ndiaye and Gana Gueye, who could act as ambassadors to convince the youngster to wear blue. The question is, will that be enough? Because if Moyes doesn't step up, Leeds could get the better of him. And speaking of Moyes, the Scottish coach has been getting involved behind the scenes and is even personally checking out some players. One of them is Maxime Esteve, the Burnley defender who has become a direct target for Everton after impressing in the Championship last season. Moyes saw him up close, liked him, and put the 22-year-old Frenchman's name on his wish list. But there's a problem. Crystal Palace is also on top, and with the possibility of Marc Guéhi leaving the London team, Palace could even sign two defenders at once. With a place in the European competition, they have a more attractive showcase at the moment. To complicate matters even more, Esteve himself has already stated that he is happy to continue at Burnley. So is it worth insisting? While all this is unfolding, one thing is certain. Everton is not just fishing in the market. They are shooting accurately, targeting young talents with the potential to make an immediate impact. Thierno Barry, Villarreal's striker, is also on their radar and has a release clause of $33 million. The guy is considered one of the great offensive promises in Europe. What we are seeing here is a change in mentality. An Everton that does not wait for leftovers but competes for names targeted by giants: Real Madrid, Atletico, Chelsea, Leeds, Palace, and that is trying to anticipate its rivals in every move. And it is precisely in this fierce market scenario, with competition from all sides, that news has emerged that could shake up Everton's backroom even more. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is getting closer and closer to leaving the club. Yes, the striker who for so many years carried the Toffees' hopes in attack may be saying goodbye for good. And this situation seemed to have more twists and turns than a soap opera. But now it has become much clearer. According to insider El Bobble, Calvert-Lewin has not reached an agreement to renew his contract and, barring a last-minute twist, he should leave for free at the end of the month. Of course, the club is still trying to maintain contact with the players' representatives according to the official statement released today. But the behind-the-scenes reports indicate that talks have stalled and that his departure is increasingly imminent. So, fans, what will Everton's attack look like without Calvert-Lewin? Well, the Friedkin Group is already starting to move its pieces. Replacement? He's already on the radar. One name that has been gaining traction at Finch Farm is the young and promising Thierno Barry, a Villarreal striker who had a standout season in La Liga, scoring more goals than even Barcelona's much-hyped Lamine Yamal. The Blues board seems willing to activate the $33 million release clause for the 22-year-old French player. Manager David Moyes sees Barry as the ideal name to lead the Toffees' attack next season. But, as with everything in this window, the story is far from simple. Despite the English interest, Villarreal believe that Barry is comfortable there, especially with the team qualified for the Champions League. A final decision has not yet been made, and the Premier League remains a tempting possibility for the player, according to some Spanish media outlets. In other words, everything is open. If Barry chooses to stay in Spain, Everton are already working on a plan B. Stuttgart striker Nick Woltemade, standing at an impressive 1.98 meter tall and having scored 17 goals last season, the 23-year-old German is seen as a solid alternative and with the potential to surprise. And now, the burning question: will Everton be able to put together a new competitive attack without their former number 9? Will Barry be convinced to swap the Champions League for the Premier League? And is Woltemade really ready for the weight of the blue jersey? So, fans, after all this, what would you do if you were in the Friedkin Group's shoes? Hold on to Barry, invest in Woltemade, or go all out with another name? And about Calvert-Lewin, is it worth insisting, or is it time to turn the page? Comment below, because this space is yours too. And hey, keep an eye out because the Blue Market saga is just beginning. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to follow us until the last minute of the transfer window. Until next time, and as always, up the Toffees!